Yes, people, transfer news, loads of it, loads to talk about. Harry Kane, Mason Mount, Kephram Thuram. You could even talk about Caicedo still if you wish. You know, Manu Kone, loads and loads of news, especially Liverpool's way and obviously Tottenham's way as well, funny enough, because they got a new manager announced this morning. But today we are joined by Mr. Chaos himself, the Chaos King of streams. If people don't know, there's about 10 men up, about cameras on and everything, going at it every single day. So big up Lewis for joining us to talk about it, Chelsea news, including Kai Havertz, which I'm pretty sure he's absolutely delighted about. And also joined by us on Football Heritage TV, also known as Sava, also known as the Grizz Slayer, also known as Mr. Rattlejob for Cass. Obviously, big up Sava, man. Big up yourself.
How you doing, mate? It was one debate between me and Grizz. It was one debate.
Infamous stuff.
It's a bit like when George Groves got knocked out and you got my man saying, yeah, I knocked him out, 80,000 fans at Wembley. It's the one time. Yeah. It's the one time.
They've not had me back on since.
Oh my god, it's great. Guys, if you are here, make sure you smash the like button as well. I'll put the like count up in the poll soon, and you guys can decide, and then we can get go on with the show as well. And make sure you check out these guys' channels as well, which is literally in the description towards the top. You'll find it there, Sava and Lewis. But where to really start? I'm probably gonna start with the Harry Kane stuff, because it was the news yesterday. I don't know what's really going on, Sav. So there's Harry Kane to Real Madrid. There's Harry Kane potentially to Chelsea, which is obviously you could probably scruff that off. And then there's obviously the Man United chasing them as well. But Daniel Levy is pretty much saying he's not for sale to probably anyone in England. What's your actual stance on it? Because before I get up any links and news and who said what and sources, what do you want for your club?
Listen, Spurs are about to go through a complete transition. We've been pretending we're in transition for many years, and it's been papering over a lot of cracks. You know, the hiring of Jose Mourinho, the hiring of Conte. These are, on the face of it, everyone goes, oh, this is a new era, a new generation, but it's not. You're hiring top managers to take over crap squads and hoping that they can win. Kane's sat through and seen all of this. Kane's seen how many managers in his 9-10 seasons at Spurs? He's seen so many come and go. And we are further away than ever from winning anything. So if I'm Harry Kane, and Spurs fans hate me for saying this, if I'm Harry Kane and the opportunity presents itself, I'm going, right?
Yeah.
There is, I keep asking this on any stream I'm on. No one can name me a footballer as good as Kane or that was better than Kane that has never won anything, past or present. No one can name it, right? Because top players make their moves. Top players have ambition. Top players join big clubs and win things. Now, if Spurs are going through this transition where we're about to build this young, hungry team, we're about to get rid of 10, bring 10 in apparently, we're going to build for the next 3 or 4 years under Postecoglou, can you start that with Harry Kane if he only wants to be here for 1 more year? Or do you cash in on him this summer and say, hey, thanks for everything you've done. We're going to start a new era without you. You only want to be here for 1 more year. You're not going on a free. Let's get 90 to 100 million from Man United, Real Madrid, whoever. Someone's going to buy him at 100 million. I don't care. He's one of the greatest scorers in world football. Someone's going to buy that man. So that's what I would do. But Spurs fans right now will be saying, oh, Sava's not a real Spurs fan. You're a fake fan. You want Kane to leave. But listen, facts are facts, truths are truths.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It's just you just don't know what's going to work in the mind of Levy. Like 1 minute he wants this and the next minute he wants that. Lewis, like would you want Chelsea to go in for someone like Kane as well? Like obviously I know you lot need a striker. It makes total sense. But with all the Daily Mail going on at it, got all these journals, Ben Jacobs and so forth, would you like Chelsea to actually go for him? It's a different type of Chelsea these days, as you know, and you lot will fork up money if you need be. But we know Daniel Levy don't actually. It's like he cares about money, but he doesn't care if it's a lot of money. Because look what happened to Bale and Modric when they wanted to go to. I think one of them was actually linked with Chelsea, and the other one was linked with Man United.
Modric, back in 2011, he accepted less money from Real Madrid than I think we were offering at the time. But if there was any sort of like actual realistic chance of us getting Kane, I'd want us to be all over it. Like, this is the worst Chelsea attack we've had in 99 years. The worst I've seen, the worst my dad's seen, probably the worst my granddad would have seen if he was alive. I'm not going to turn my nose up at Harry Kane, the nerve. Like, I'd go straight in for him if there was an opportunity. But Levy wouldn't give us COVID, let alone actually give us a player. I know it's not realistic, so I've never really bothered discussing it. As much as I would love it to happen, like that, he'd be a complete striker for us. He'd be assisting, scoring, everything you want from a forward. He'd be the centre forwards that we've been dreaming of for the last 3 to 4 years. But it won't happen. I think he should be going to Real Madrid. I think it's crazy that Levy isn't going to sell him right now from what we're in, because apparently he's got like a 200 million not buyout clause. Apparently Levy's asking for 200 million off him. I don't know if that's correct.
Oh, yeah, no.
He's not.
I hope
he's not. Daniel Levy, he's not an idiot, Lewis. He's not an idiot. If Real Madrid come in and offer 110, I think Daniel Levy's going to look and go, do I let one of the greatest Spurs players ever go on a free next year? That would be worse than keeping him for 1 year, in my opinion. You've got to take some money from him.
If that's the case.
Yeah. Well, I'm seeing a lot of links with Real Madrid as well, which probably is Daniel Levy's best solution. And I got told yesterday, why would Kane leave? Why would he as well? And someone brought up some decent facts, to be fair. One, he's had a newborn as well. He's settled in London. Two, he's obviously chasing the goal record. And I think maybe in his head might be thinking, I could stay in England, win trophies, and still win the golden, like that, the Premier League golden boot. But then it's like Real Madrid, like you're guaranteed a nice life. Your wife is guaranteed nice weather and stuff like that. Sunshine makes everyone more happy. Let's just be honest. Weather makes everyone more happy. But why would you turn down Real Madrid? I think today, Sergio Ramos sent a warning to Harry Kane to say, do not turn down the opportunity, which is in the Daily Mail. It's actually a multiple, to be fair. So if whatever
does
he
even need the warning though? Like, really? Respectfully, when you've won nothing in a decade and Madrid are knocking on your door, do you even need a warning not to go?
Right, this is the thing for me, Lewis. This is the thing for me, right? I think if you look again, I'll take my Spurs hat off. I'm hoping the YouTube football community knows now I am not that biased Spurs fan, right? I hope that is my reputation out there. Kaz, you know me as many as others, right? Look, for me, I look at it like this. Tottenham, Tottenham Hotspur is his boyhood club. And everyone's like, oh my God, he loves the club. He's going to stay, blah, blah. Listen, he's played for his boyhood club for 10 years, right? Not many people can say that. He's done it. He's played for 10 years. He's not won anything. Secondly, he's got 3 kids and his wife's pregnant. Okay. In the history of football, I'm sure many people have had families and moved countries, right? Every time a player comes to England, like we're talking about, they're talking about Bellingham moving across, right? They're talking about all these players coming from other countries to here every single window. I've never heard anyone go, oh, yeah, but the family, they want one. I've never heard this. Everyone moves. If you are a footballer's wife, so I'm not belittling it. If you are a footballer's wife, you pretty much know the remit, right? Your husband has a career for 15 years if you're lucky. And if your husband is one of the best players in world football, I won't get into that debate. He's one of the best players in world football. Why are you going to turn down Real Madrid if the offer is there? 1, you've got no ambition if you do. 2, I think it is just such a shame. And 3, this whole goal scoring record, that goal scoring record can be beaten. Yeah. Trophies, Champions Leagues, league titles, you can't take away from somebody. Because the last thing I'll say on this is everyone talks about Harry Kane's Premier League record. Harry Kane's Premier League record isn't even the goal-scoring record in England, right? If you actually look at the number of forwards who had scored more goals than Alan Shearer, but because it wasn't branded as the Premier League, Jimmy Greaves has got like 150 more goals, for example. Like, it just feels to me that it just feels to me like it's a very...
man. Oh, my gosh.
It's a lazy... I don't know. For me, I just don't... listen, if you're Harry Kane, right? Someone said this the other day. If you're Harry Kane and in 5-10 years' time, you and Jamie Vardy are panel guests for a big game in the Match of the Day studio or Sky Sports or whatever, and they've got you next to each other and they're going, right, so Jamie, in the big pressure moments, how did you get over the line when you won the Premier League, right? And then they're going to Harry Kane and going, right, Premier League winner, never won anything. There's levels to this game.
And even then, it's like you're not really. It's not like you're moving to a dump or anything. You're going to Madrid. You go to plenty worse places for a few years. Like for me, you're like, just wait for Madrid to drop the bids because you can't really properly discuss it until then. But if Madrid come calling and Kane isn't pushing for this move, I'm asking serious questions of this guy's mentality. Because there's trophies, there's a potential Ballon d'Or if you have an unbelievable season. Everything that a man of that abilities level should be achieving is right there if he makes that one move. There's no reason to say at Spurs, you are top goal scorer at that club. You've completed everything you'd want to complete individually. You've had multiple golden boots. I can't remember if we won Player of the Year there or anything for Premier League, but that shouldn't even really matter, to be honest. Individually, we know what Harry Kane's about. We've seen what he's done for a decade. What are you still at Tottenham for? You've had a 30-goal season and nobody cares because it's been done at Tottenham and they haven't even made Europe. All of your achievements are being diluted because you're at Spurs. You need to go somewhere for the benefit of your own career. What's taking you so long?
True. But even moving, you know what else is taking long? In a way, because it's been going on for a couple of weeks, well, hyped up for a couple of weeks, is obviously Mason Mount is the second part I want to get to, because this is actually a bit of Chelsea stuff to actually go through. And obviously, I want to talk about what Sava's thoughts on Ange. I can't say his name properly. I'm going to call him
Postecoglou, our leader, our savior, our messiah. Yeah, he's in.
Yeah. So before we get on to all that other stuff with Tottenham as well, because I'm interested to see what targets Tottenham have got, because it's so underplanned. It's crazy. Dan Juma going back as well. But Mason Mount. So let me go through a couple of what's been said of late. Fabrizio Romano was saying, I believe last night or even today, along with another source, saying that Chelsea are creating the biggest issue right now for Man United, who rate Mason Mount at 45 to 50 million, whereas Chelsea will literally say they won't accept less than 70 million pounds. That's one thing. Jamie Jackson was on the United stand saying it would be very surprised if he didn't go to Man United. And then the next part was along with the Athletic saying Mason Mount saying that Chelsea is very unlikely at this stage. And also Ben Chilwell was pretty much trying to confirm at the F1, or maybe he was having a bit of he just wanted to throw his mate in the deep end saying he's going to Man United, like just for a bit of banner, right? But Mason Mount, like this is my issue. 45, 50 million, I'm taking him all day long. I would snap your hand off of that. He's not a crap player. He's a good player. He's a very good player. I know I don't know what you truly think about him, Lewis. But you'd think someone like Mason Mount would be kind of, you would, in my eyes, I would look at him as a Pochettino type player as well. Like he looked like he'd be the man that could really revive his career. But what do you make of that? Do you think he's going to end up getting sold, or you reckon he's going to end up staying? Because your club's not really in any position to really be doing any negotiation. If anything, you're in the same situation as Levy. Mason Mount 1 year left on his contract. 70 million or nothing. Harry Kane 100 million or nothing, or whatever it is. What would you take 50, 45 million and just move on?
I would have accepted your first offer personally, but I understand why they're trying to push for a little bit more. I don't think Mason Mount's a bag of crap or anything. I don't think he's complete shit. I just think he's mid. Like, he's not worth all this overhyping. He's not worth this 6 to 9 month transfer saga over his contract and him re-signing, and Chelsea is so screwed if they sell him. He's a 2-time Player of the Year award winner and all of this bollocks. Like, he's a good player. Could be very good at the top of his ability. That's about it. He's not world class. He's not worth all of this discourse or anything. Low-key, I feel like we're going to price ourselves out of this move by asking for 70 million, but I kind of want them to try at least, because I think it's insane that you lot are even pushing for Mount this much. We might as well see how much you want him.
I've been saying that. I've said it. A few of us Man United fans kind of worked out. It's literally the homegrown quota that we have to hit, and I think Chelsea know it now as well. because
yeah, but then realistically, you could get Gallagher, who's a bit more raw, but the same profile of player, and he'd be cheaper.
There. All right, Lewis, stop right there. Just stop right there.
I take it you're not a fan of Gallagher then.
You
and me both. You and me both. Fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough. But for me, I don't want us to cause this transfer to fall through because we're nearly done with this tired saga. Accept 60 million or something, meet in the middle, and let Mason Mount go because we have to get rid of him. He's got 1 year left. I understand people saying see what he's like on the Pochettino. He's not signed a contract. So we can't. It's great to imagine what he'd be like. I think Poch could get a tune out of him as well. But we're not going to know unless he signs the contract, and he's not going to sign the contract. So I'm not really trying to think about the ifs, buts, and maybes. I'm just thinking, sell this guy so our fan base can move on from him. Chelsea can move on from him. And Mount can move on. Everyone would be a lot better for it. This whole thing has just been tiring because it's been the same stance since February. Mount won't re-sign. Chelsea only value him to a certain amount. Clubs are circling. Let somebody else take him. I find it funny that Kovacic has 1 year left. He's going to go to Man City for 35 to 40 million. And it's such a smooth sailing transfer and nobody's making an issue about it. But for Mount, we want to make all these paragraphs about how much Chelsea are going to miss him and everything. He's mid. That's it. Like, he's an average player and that's about it. He's not worth the hype.
Yeah, I got to agree on that one. I don't think he's worth the hype, but I think he's definitely a valuable player.
He's a squad player.
For me, he'd be a squad player, but I don't think he's going to be coming in as a squad player personally. I just can't really see it. Savs, Mason Mount and everything that's going on around it. Look, this could be Man United thinking, the Man United that we know, give them 65 million, take it or leave it. And that's basically just funding the whole scenario for Chelsea to go get someone like Caicedo, who's 10 times the player. When you realistically think of what the modern day needs and what there's a lack of in the modern day, there's loads of Mason Mounts in the world, but there's not lots of Caicedos in the world. I'm pretty sure you need somebody like that too. But what do you Mason Mount? Do you rate him?
I don't mind him. I mean, Mason Mount for me is one of those players I think that fans of a club that he grows up at love him more than I think other fans do because he's one of their own. For me, I don't see a standout quality to him. Do you know what I mean? I don't look and go, oh my God, this guy's getting me 20 goals. This guy's creative. This guy's defensively set. I think he's an all-round decent player. That's harsh. I think he's an all-round good player. I think he's a perfect squad player. I think when you're starting to talk about 60 million north, I look at this and go, for what Man United need, surely there are much better options in the market than Mason Mount. Now, it's the English tax for me. And again, I don't mind Mason Mount. Every manager he has, right? They like him because he works hard. You know, he's come through. He's one of your own. That's cool. But if I'm Man United, and I don't know what Man United's transfer budget is this year. I'm sure many of us don't. But if I'm Man United, do I want 60 to 80 million to be on that guy when we need forwards? Probably need a couple more defenders, maybe another reinforcement in centre mid. I'm not sure he's that guy. And I don't know. I don't know if this is anything to do with English quota or I don't know. But if I'm Chelsea, I'll be honest, I'm taking 60 mil. If 60 mil is I'm taking 60 mil and I am running with it because Chelsea will get players like Moises Caicedo. You've already got Enzo Fernandez. You've got Nkunku coming in. Whether Lukaku stays or whether...
You're annoying me already when you're just thinking about it. Imagine Caicedo, Enzo, and then Nkunku. That's
right.
Look and now, look at this smug bastard.
What you guys will see as well, somebody like Conor Gallagher might not be the most gifted player, but Pochettino will love that man. Pochettino will love him because Poch is all about that press, that hard work, that engine. Yeah, and it's what we had when we had that young, hungry team years ago. Now, I'm reminiscing from a team that never won anything but years ago. But that's what they had. And someone like a Conor Gallagher isn't going to be your silky kind of skill guy in the team. He's not going to be your technical genius, but he'll be the guy that starts the press. He'll be the guy that buzzes about in midfield. Yeah, he's going to pick up yellows. Yeah, he's going to pick up some reds. But Poch will like that character in him. He'll like that in Enzo. He'll like that from Nkunku. So for me, I think sometimes we've got to take away what do we think of a player and how does he actually fit a manager's system. I think it's good times coming up for Chelsea. I really do. We get too emotionally involved, Kaz. Football fans, we get so emotionally involved. Like, oh my God, I hate that player. Not does the manager need him, right?
Yeah. I hear that. I think Gallagher, Mount, like even Havertz as well. I feel like Poch would get a tune out of all three of them. But I could hear it for Havertz and Gallagher because they're contracted for the next few years. With Mount, it's a case of you got 1 year left. As much as I'd love to see what you would do on the Poch, brother ain't going to be here for that. And if he is, he's going on a free the next year. We've got a certain valuation of him. Mount thinks he's valued at a much higher rate, even though I don't feel like United are going to offer him a lot more than what we're going to offer him. And I feel like things have just fallen apart between Chelsea as a boardroom and Mason Mount as the player. The relationship's just fractured between the two sides. I'd expect it to be done, but Chelsea wants 70 million or nothing, apparently. That's what was reported yesterday. And I think they're about to push Man United away from the deal, which is very frustrating.
Which is very good, which I do hope as well, because I think if Man United, I think there's 40. Look, I'll mention the name that I kind of wanted because I know we're not going to get FDJ anyways. There's no point. There's no rumors of it. He's happy where he is. But I was going to say Enzo Laffi, but he's anyone that wants Enzo Laffi, who's in France at the moment, he's going to Stade Rennais. So that's going to be his next club to go up and go further in his career as well. Bit of David De Gea news that I've just seen just come out as well. Other than Man United holding back on the contract that he initially rejected, now they are holding back on anything so he can't get pen to paper. If anyone wants to hear a little bit of David De Gea stuff, he wants to stay at Man United, but he's got an offer from Saudi Arabia. So someone's offered him some sort of contract. But some other sentiments as well. Before we get into Havertz and everything else as well, there's a couple. There's a guy that just went to Liverpool called McAllister for rumored about 38 million pounds, and you think like, what are you doing, Man United? You're prepared to pay 45, 50 for Mason Mount, but you don't want McAllister. McAllister's a sort of profile I thought Man United could need. I didn't actually want McAllister. I think there's some other players that can do what he does personally, and there's a lack of attacking threat at Man United. But there's two other midfielders that you boys might be able to see in the bottom right there. That's just literally been apparently ages have held talks with Liverpool is Manu Kone and Kephram Thuram. Kephram Thuram is from OGC Nice under Sir Jim Ratcliffe, bear in mind, which is a bit of a weird one if you're about to take over Man United. Why are you going to sell your best player pretty much, or your most valuable player off to Liverpool, the rivals? And then there's Manu Kone, who's personally one of my that I wanted, and he shouldn't cost more than 30 million for Liverpool. Is Liverpool this new owner that's come in? This new director of football that's come in. Said his name, Shumatka. He's off to a flying start, isn't he? I know McAllister might have been before him, but he still goes under him since he's. You know, if a director of football comes, he's going to be underneath his name of the players that he signed under while he's been at Liverpool. Do they not look quite scary if they go and get two of these players? Like that midfield, they literally just got a brand new midfield of legs and technical quality.
Yeah, this is what everyone's been saying Liverpool needed. I mean, I think what's scary for the league is Liverpool had an atrocious season by their accounts and finished it with about 8 wins from their last 10 or 8 from their last 11, whatever it was. And that's without this midfield transformation that everyone's saying they needed. Do you know what I mean? So if they can put that together with what they already had, you bring in a McAllister, and I can't believe I'm seeing people in the chat saying that Mount is clear of McAllister. I don't know on what basis people are looking at that. There's loads of them. But look, for me, if they get McAllister in, if they get one or two more in, they've got a lot of players there. And I think what people have got to remember as well, as much as we're talking about two big centre mids coming in, like a McAllister, like somebody else like that, they've got a lot of good young central midfielders as well that need game time, that started to get more and more games as the season went on. Bastatic, I probably butchered his name, but Bastatic.
Bastatic, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Him. Curtis Jones came in and done a good job at the end of the season. Harvey Elliott had some good games. I'm not saying they're all going to start, but they've got some good options there. If they can get that midfield free sorted with some of those young players coming underneath, maybe a couple more defenders, they've got about 5 or 6 forwards that are all capable of grabbing you 10 to 15 goals along with Salah's 25 to 30. Liverpool are going to be back in that Will they challenge City? I don't know. City for me are a monster, but they will definitely be back in that top 4 race next season. And I don't mean a late charge. I mean, they'll definitely be in and around it. But listen, they're doing bits, Kaz. They're doing bits. Everyone seems to be.
They've clearly highlighted the profile that they want as well. They're after a certain type of profile. So that's something else as well. What we do know here as well, obviously from Fabrizio early this morning, he was saying Liverpool have been in direct contact with both Kone and Kephram Thuram agents this week. Internal discussions taking place over official proposals. Liverpool asked for some time to close in on the McAllister deal, then decide on new midfielders. Also, there's another part of this as well. It's just come in as well that PSG are in also for both of these players as well. I don't know how great the source is exactly. He works for Sports FR, RTL Foot as well, which is obviously a French journal. And he was saying obviously PSG want both of these players, and I can see at least one of them maybe going there. Seeing they're both French, PSG is the best club. They're in their home country. If that's the case, PSG just got Agate, and they need a whole new midfield with them looking to ship maybe Fabian Ruiz. They're losing quite. Their midfield is not up to scratch whatsoever. I'm surprised no one is rumored in for Sekou Fofana. Anyone know about him?
Yeah,
I've seen the name.
Lens? No one. What a beast! That's the new version of your Tory right there, in my eyes.
Listen, it's June the 6th. Yeah. give it time. In the next 2 months, I've got a feeling we're going to see a ridiculous transfer market. I truly believe that.
Shout out to our fan base. They're panicking because we lost fucking Ugarte a few days ago, saying, "Oh, we're going to be doing panic buy, panic buy, panic buy." 6th of June, people. I don't mind that we've lost one target. It's okay. That's not where it stops for Liverpool. Liverpool also want a player called Gabby Veiga, if anyone doesn't know, from Celta Vigo. Wicked player that. Newcastle in for him. Man United were also in for him. I'm not too sure. I doubt. Man United are so slow with stuff. It's just no point. And another one is they got linked today, Liverpool. Orkun Kokcu from Feyenoord. Wicked player, good attacking player, can do what McAllister do, drops deep as well. Like he's a multifunctional kind of player. And it just makes you think like, I know Bissouma's been written off as well for you this season, but I guarantee he's going to have a blinder of a season come next season. Next Højbjerg. I'm not too sure.
No. Whoa. Hang on. I really enjoyed the first half of your sentence. And the second half of your sentence just made me want to reach down the camera and Højbjerg? No. Listen, Ange Postecoglou, I know we'll talk about it later. That guy wants legs in his midfield, right? He plays with energy and Højbjerg looks like he's me playing football, and I'm 40. Like, he's got as much engine as I've got,
man. He's not a bad player, man. But you know what? Before we go and talk about other,
you sign him then.
You
sign him into Man United's midfield, yeah.
I did say he was a good player, so he's not a bad player.
Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. So he's good enough for Spurs, basically, but not Man United, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
To
be fair, I think Højbjerg would be a good squad player. For sure. I think he'd be a good squad player. He's not bad. I think he's an 8 more than a 6. You got any? Has Tottenham actually got any links to any attacking midfielders? Because you need a creative spark somewhere. Because
we keep hearing about James Maddison. We keep hearing about it. We've been linked with this guy for years. I'd love James Maddison. I just get the feeling. Do you know what? If we went in for him quickly, if we went an under the radar kind of right, how much do you want? 50, bish, bash, bosh, done, which isn't our style. We'd get him. The moment we get into a bidding war with any of the other clubs in the Premier League. Done. But he'd be perfect. He'd be absolutely perfect because since Christian Eriksen left, and bearing in mind Christian Eriksen left 4.5 years ago, right? We've not had anyone that can link up play, that can create from midfield and comfortable with their back to goal and bringing others into the game. Kane does it for us. You need an Eze in your team, man. I love him. Eze would make sense to step up from Palace. I'll take him at Man United all day long. It's a bit of a, how much would he cost? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure Maddison will probably be cheaper than him at this rate. Well, D Palace told us, aren't all the Palace players worth like 100 million plus or something? Like he's told us. My word! You watched it? I was on it with you. You was on it. You was on it. Yeah, I was on the show with you. Wait, are you on it later? Are you on one later? I'm on later with Saeed later.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's crazy. By the
Oh,
way,
you're
guys,
investing the rest later.
I don't know. I'm on whatever's at 5 o'clock. I don't know.
Yep. I'll see you there, bro.
Yeah, Saeed messaged me at 2 a.m. and I was up. I don't know. He was messaging me, "Hi mate, are you free at 5?" And I was like, "Seeing as you are so nicely, and as seen as you didn't bother to message me at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. YouTube people, it never sleeps. It never sleeps.
Fuck,
Yeah,
it's bad. It's fine.
It's bad as me, to be fair. I do that all the time. It's just when you settle down for the day and you're thinking like, okay, what's going on for the rest of the week? Oh yeah, Monster's going to be on it as well. You just kind of you just think like, wait, crap, I haven't organized anything. Let me go message a bunch of people that I like. But guys, there's 332 of you in here. If you haven't done so, big up everyone that supports Never a Foul, by the way. Please smash the like button if you haven't done so. I think we're on, let me have a little double check. We're on 109. You guys have selected 150 for the target. 31% of you selected 250% of the target of like count. So it'd be nice to see if we can get, raise the bar a little bit. Got obviously quite a few other guys to talk about as well. Obviously, check these guys' channels out down below. Literally down below. Lewis and Sav. You'll find Monts and Agalde who's permanently there all the time. But yeah, man. Another player. Your favorite, Lewis. We said we'll talk about him, so we might as well talk about him. Is your man, Kai Havertz. Now, I'm seeing on even in standard, is saying that Chelsea set a price for Real Madrid, right? And they're trying to recoup as much as they can that they pay for Leverkusen, which was around, was it 70 million, 72 million,
72.
something like that? 72 million, right? And you set a price for about 52 million for him. And I'm going to be honest, I get he's young. I get that he's got a load of his career. It's kind of reminding me of a Morata. Like, how does he get these moves? But 52 million is a bit hefty, isn't it? Like, what's going on at Chelsea trying to negotiate with Real Madrid? Real Madrid will pay 30 million and Kai Havertz will push for that move.
Hey, I'd accept the first offer. Same energy as Mount. I'd accept less money than I would for even Mason Mount. 52 million, I'm not even that annoyed by, to be honest. I thought Chelsea were going to ask for something stupid like the whole 72 million back. But 50, I don't think he's played to that level in the last 3 years, but I think potential hype and everything in the UCL final goal probably pushes it up to there. So fair enough. Just get this deal.
Talent.
What?
Generational talent.
Generational PR, bruv. That's the only thing generational about him. But Real Madrid really love him, apparently. Ancelotti wants him.
Yeah, literally.
All the directors want him. I'm saying absolutely nothing. To any Madrid fans watching, he's a generational talent, versatile, can play in numerous positions. Sign him up. He's got the clutch gene that Real Madrid love, as we've seen in the Champions League.
You know what I don't understand? You know what I don't understand is like I hear it on a Chelsea perspective. They're waiting for a couple more clubs to join the race before doing any sort of negotiations for.
They want him to re-sign or leave as well, which I'm also thinking, why are you giving him a choice? Like, just sell him. What do you want to re-sign him for? What has he done in 3 years that makes you think, right, I want to sign you on a 6-year contract and keep you till you're 30?
Yeah, that makes no sense, does it?
Just get rid. Wait for their first offer, accept it, and move on and be grateful a rival didn't come in for him.
Oh yeah, there's no issues on personal terms. They're saying he's keen on the move. Like, who wouldn't be keen on the move?
Tell me that ain't true.
I can just see him being a kind of replacement for Asensio personally for Real Madrid fans. Kind of makes sense. Left foot, he can play on the right if needed. Not really a right winger. Can play in the middle, which is your natural position. Probably will never play there anyways. He's
like a more versatile version that you can just put anywhere if you have an injury crisis. Oh, Vinicius is out, we'll put Havertz on the left. Rodrigo's out, put Havertz on the right. Kane's out, or whoever striker they got, put him in the middle.
Well, Sav is in need of an attacking kind of player. Would you take Kai Havertz at Tottenham? Be honest.
No, I wouldn't. I feel like what Lewis has said is right there, right? It's, for me, I don't ever look at Havertz and think he's a bad player. I don't think he's a bad footballer. I look at Havertz and I don't know what he is. And this is the problem for me, is I think he will be great in a squad, as Lewis just said. I think that's great from a squad player perspective of, oh, well, Havertz can do a job there. Havertz can play there. That's cool. But I think if you're talking about that sort of money, Madrid maybe can get away with it because they're Real Madrid. But I think if you're talking about that sort of money, I want players to come in and I want to know what they do. And as I said, I don't ever watch Havertz and think he's the worst player I've ever seen. I don't think he's the best player I've ever seen. There's clearly talent there.
His application is a bit poor as well, I'd say. Like his application to the game, sometimes you can see him.
What is it?
Language. That's like you said, he's a jack of all trades, a master of none. He's got zero world-class consistent attributes.
He's not an out-and-out number 10. He's not an out-and-out number 9. He's not a winger with pace that'll beat you, but he does have his uses. So I don't think he's great. I think again it's another one I would say if Chelsea lots has been made about Chelsea and how much money they've spent, right? But if Chelsea can get 50, 60 million for Kai Havertz, 60, 70 million for Mason Mount, whatever you're charging for Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Kovacic, you've got he could go. You know, you've got Azpilicueta that could go. Ziyech could go, Hudson-Odoi, right? So before you know it, Chelsea could have made £250 million in incomings, which sets them up nicely because then you go and get your centre forward that you need. I don't know if that'll be Lukaku coming back. I don't know. Poch will quite like that. Fair enough. All right. So if Lukaku's going out the door, you're getting money for him. So you're bringing in your centre forward. You're bringing in the goalkeeper you need, the centre midfielder you need. Plus, with some very good players you've already got, Poch has got a lovely little. I feel like I can call him Poch. He was ours. He's got a lovely little base to build upon in season 1 because you're not playing in Europe. I think it'll be a really good move for you guys. So I think getting as many of these players out the door as possible, I think is a good thing. Bite their hands off. 60 million, bang.
I do want to know with Chelsea as well what they're going to do with Levi Colwill. I don't know if this guy's a DM, a back 3 centre-back, a centre-back, or maybe he can just do all 3. But then you look at Badiashile, he's one of your new incomings as well, Lewis. I'm not saying there's going to be competition for places which you want and which you do need. Badiashile and Levi Colwill play in probably the exact same positions, I think. Colwill's a little bit more versatile. But is that a guy you'd definitely be like, look, there's no way we could be shipping off to Brian because Brian did put a 30 million bid in from you. I'm thinking that's ridiculous.
I wouldn't mind him going the other way if it was in the Caicedo deal. But I feel like Brighton are trying to be smart and get Colwill on the cheap with that. They said they wanted 100 million for Caicedo now, which was raised from like the 70, 80 million they were asking before. But they said they'd lower it if a player was involved in the deal, which sounds like they want like 70 million and Colwill because they put a 30 million pound bid in for him. But if you're doing that and you want us to pay 70 million for Caicedo, you want us to pay 100 million for Caicedo, then you're trying to get Colwill for about 20 or so million. If you're going to talk to me about how much you value the player and everything. So yeah, I want Caicedo. I wouldn't mind Colwill going the other way, but I need it for less money. I think maybe 40, 50 million and Colwill would be a lot fairer on both sides. I would want to keep him, but the midfield needs to be sorted out first. Like you said, you got Badiashile who can play left centre back too. We have Cucurella, who I can't lie, I'd rather sell out of the free, but we can't really sell him with the amount that we spent on him. He's going to stay for another season. So if that means Colwill has to leave because there isn't other options for him, use him for Caicedo. Just don't get bent over a barrel for him.
Yeah, there's other bits and bobs as well. Yeah, it's true. I wouldn't sell someone like Levi Colwill. There's sometimes you need to keep. If you got a good enough player there, you got to keep him and let them fight. Especially when they're young. Had a 6th season for Brighton. You might even be able just to put him out on loan again and just say, look, have another loan, stay at Brighton, get some European experience. Then that's just better experience for Chelsea when you think about it like that. Yesterday,
I think so. It depends on the contract. I think he's got 1 or 2 years left.
True, but maybe pen it down and say we'll pen you down, go out on loan and go get some European experience. Yesterday, I don't know if anyone saw at night, but AC Milan sacked they didn't sack. Maldini quit alongside another man as well within AC Milan's structure. 3 players are rumored to be very, very annoyed, namely Theo Hernandez, Mike Maignan, and also that man, Rafael Leao, who literally, I'm not kidding you, about 4 days ago, I believe, literally signed a death contract of 5 years and about 5 million euros per season, per annual. Which it's not.
Have you seen the release clause that is in that?
160 something million.
175.
100 what euros? Probably.
I mean, either way, it's a lot of money in it.
Crazy.
What's that? 150 million pounds.
Yeah, that's crazy. Look, it's like dark days must be coming back to AC Milan to get rid of Maldini and another legend of the game. That That's crazy. I wonder what clubs are going to be circling the room because I'm looking at personally now. There's a keeper that I want to talk about. We all need keepers, every single one of us. And there's a man called David Raya that's up for there. And Tottenham literally on Sky Sports said Tottenham are not willing to pay more than 20 million for him. And I think that's the same case with Man United. Well, I think that's the same case with Man United. And I actually think that's the same case with Chelsea at this current moment of time because you need to ship a keeper before you can buy a keeper. Now, we all want this man. And even David Raya's agent said along the lines that Brentford need to put down the wage. I mean, put down the price, the asking price for David Raya due to some sort of promises that they made along them lines. So now there's two keepers up there, which I think now it could be available. Mike Maignan, and which I'd say maybe Chelsea or Man United could lure. But then there's this other man called David Raya. Do any of you want David Raya in your net? I think he's a very good goalkeeper. 20 million is kind of a no-brainer. You can't go wrong with something like that. 25 million even.
Yeah, we've got Hugo Lloris who wants out. We've got Hugo Lloris who wants out and needs to go. Let's be fair. The fact he's come out and said, "Oh, I need a change." We all want a change from you as well, Hugo. Don't worry about that. Listen, he's been a great servant. But the last couple of years has been. You're seeing the when you start seeing the downfall of a player and you think, "Oh, you've gone on a season or two too long." Forster, I think, is a very competent number 2. I do not think you can go into a season with Fraser Forster as your number 1. David Raya for me makes complete sense. The whole we've offered 20 million, not more. I don't know. Look, a lot of that is hearsay. I reckon it'll probably be somewhere closer to 30, 35. But listen, I'll take him all day long, Kaz. Why not? He looks good with his feet. He was excellent when Brentford beat us the other week. He was excellent in goal for them. I'd take him all day long in the Spurs net.
Yeah. You're definitely one of your keeper.
Matt in the comments, you're my mate and everything, but please don't ever ask me if we're taking Lloris again. Thank you.
I need to know who called Maignan Michigan? Who said Michigan? Did someone on the panel say Michigan?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think I mentioned Maignan.
I'm thinking that's
Michigan. That's ridiculous. Who said that?
But that same guy you just said there, Lewis. He just said that Kepa is clear of Raya. I'm sorry, I'm not having that.
Oh, he's a Kepa stan. He's on my streams all the time.
I'm not having that in any way, shape, or form.
You're talking about Zavoy, that guy.
Yeah. He's a Kepa stan. Don't worry about it.
Flip it over.
Why are you asking for Lloris? Like, what's wrong with you, brother?
You've got a Spurs fan saying that we don't want him. Why do you want him?
He's terrible, man. He's got he's actually, to be fair to him, he's actually had an all right season, if I'm being honest. Kepa. It's just a shame Chelsea were just garbage. Your backline weren't that bad.
He's saved us a couple games, cost us a couple games. It's like a little bit.
But right, I wonder how much Maignan going to actually cost. I really, really do. And there's another man that's on his way out of Manchester United to get about some Man United, Harry Maguire. And I've seen that Tottenham are keeping tabs on him. Don't look at me like that. I'm not joking. I'm not saying it for nothing. And I'm actually hearing Chelsea might be interesting as well. I read on it. Don't believe it though. Don't believe it. I heard something with Mason Mount. Not heard. It's read.
It's like you guys are trying to put Maguire in the deal or something, and it's like no.
Yeah.
We have enough centre backs, brother. We don't need
40
Maguire.
million. They're saying 40 million is the actual market value of Harry Maguire, Sabs. Are you taking?
Listen,
is he better than Eric Dyer? Is he better than what you've got?
Yeah, but listen. This can't be the benchmark. This is the problem. It can't be. It can't, right? If we want to be serious and want to build a team, it can't be, he's a little bit better than Eric Dyer, so buy him. No. Listen, Harry Maguire, for me, I think is very good in a back three. So when he plays for England and he's got John Stones and Carl Walker either side of him with pace, ability to bring the ball out, and his job is to just head everything away, cool. In a back... Right, and then you've got Reece James on the right, and Ben Chilwell for England on the left. For a 4-4-2, I don't think you can get away with having that little pace anymore. And by pace, I mean that's a really generous word.
If you're not pace, you're gonna have to read the game extremely well.
Right? Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you don't have pace, you need to be up there, amazing, right? And unfortunately, Maguire isn't. As I said, in a back three, I don't think he'd be the worst option. I don't. But the two players either side of him need to be very good with the ball. They need to be very good on the recovery. Like when he plays for England, he has Cole, like Southgate tucks Walker in. Like Walker's pace will get Maguire out of trouble all day, every day. Now imagine someone puts the ball over the top and Harry Maguire's on the half turn. And he's got to track back. Yeah. So look, this isn't the sort of player I want. I want a younger... all the players I want at Spurs this year, guys, I want younger, hungrier players. Yeah? I want players that can be coached. I don't care about Europe next season. I don't care if we finish 10th or 12th. Just build a team. Start putting the blocks in place to build a team that we can grow for the next 3-4 years. Yeah? Spurs fans are idiots. I will say that right now. Most Spurs fans are idiots, as opposed to a few that are not. No, there's lots that are not, but many are, that instantly will go, oh, we got to finish fourth. It's like, why do we got to finish fourth? We're nowhere near finishing fourth. We're like the 8th best team in the country, and all the 7 above us are about to spend big. Why are we going to be competing? And I know I've gone off on a tangent. Apologies. I just hate Spurs a lot at the moment.
It's just this idea that top 4 is a trophy, or like a quiet trophy or something.
Yeah.
But like realistically, you guys have made top 4 a couple times. It's not changed a thing for you lot. You don't need to go backwards to go forwards.
This is why I look at Levy and I think, like, look, I know you're trying to keep Kane so you can project yourself into top 4 and build off of there. But instead of thinking about building a project, regardless, without Harry Kane and going on with it anyways, it's like you can go two or three ways. I just don't think Harry Kane's going to be enough. Even if you do get Harry Maguire, don't mind me. I still think he ends up at West Ham if David Moyes stays there, because I think somewhere like West Ham, somewhere along them lines, somewhere that plays a bit of a low block would suit Harry Maguire in the back 4, something like that. Anyways, I can see him going abroad maybe as well, because there's a lot of Italian clubs actually interested in him, higher clubs, Juventus, AC Milan's going to be one of them, and also Inter Milan's another one of them. So it's just interest. Newcastle, everyone knows a bit Newcastle by now. They want Szoboszlai from Leipzig. I think he's at Leipzig this season, isn't he?
Yes. Let's go with yes.
Yeah, something like that. I believe so. And they want that Gary Vega. Look, they know what they want. Newcastle know what they want. There's nothing new on Newcastle except they're looking for young, hungry players that are very, very talented, which is probably the best thing to do for yourself when you're trying to build something. They're doing everything right. They're not overspending either, and you can't hate on something like that. They've Newcastle. I think the fans are just loving every minute at the moment. And obviously another one where I think all 3 of us potentially might need a striker, but this one's obviously just linked with Man United currently. Does anyone know anything about Rasmus Hojlund?
Yeah, the centre forward for Atalanta, very good player. I saw him score a hat-trick the other month in an international game. Yeah, and I just thought, oh, you look tasty. Now, again, it's a small snapshot, but there are so few strikers in world football now that are capable of scoring goals, that this might be the route that might be a good route for a club like Man United to get somebody when he's young, upcoming, and bring him through. Because I don't know about you guys, I look across the world at goal scorers, and you've got Karim Benzema, who's going off to Saudi Arabia for 400 million a year, whatever he's going, 100 million a year. You've got Lewandowski, who's 35, whatever he is, at Barcelona. You've got Harry Kane and Erling Haaland. After that, where are the goal scorers? Where are the out-and-out 25, 30, 40 goals a season guaranteed strikers? So I think Hojlund would be a good move for Man U.
It's quite like 40 million.
That's not a bad thing. That's not bad.
It's quite like 40 million. I believe, if I'm correct, he finished the season on something like 18 goals and like 7 assists or something like that. Maybe like 16 goals for his first proper breakthrough season, you could say.
Very well rounded.
He's actually it's weird because people are going to say he's the budget version of Haaland, isn't it? Like, Haaland's Norwegian, this guy's Danish. They're about the same height. They got about
same
Haaland's
frame. Yeah.
The thing is, Haaland's a lot faster than him, but he's got pace. But obviously, Hojlund's got a good technical ability as well. And what I believe, what I read that Man United are impressed with this guy is that the way he goes for goals, he dogs himself for the ball. Like, if there's a ball in the air or something ready to be snatched, he dogs himself to go get that ball. And I think there's a lack of that in today's football. Obviously, Man United are also looking at Kolo Muani. That's old news now. There's Benjamin Sesko. Don't see anything concrete. He's probably going to end up at Leipzig. I think he already is at Leipzig or whatever it is after this season.
Yeah, he was going there this season.
I don't see any rumors of strikers to your club, Lewis, whatsoever. Maybe Vlahovic, but that's dead links. Apparently, he might be going Bayern Munich more than he's linked with you guys.
Yeah, Vlahovic, we've been linked with. Tony obviously had the ban. Osimhen, we're linked with him as well. Lautaro Martinez as well, but there's been nothing we've really pushed through with, which we need to clear out players first. Like even the Caicedo move, we got to wait to sell Kovacic, Loftus-Cheek and Mount before we even get to that.
Yeah, very true. It's just obviously with what I've read upon, obviously it's just Man United have stepped up their interest. They've held concrete talks with Hojlund. It's been going on for the last couple of weeks or so as well. It looks at John Cross Mirror, everyone pretty much a respected journalist around England. Is the one that pretty much was the first man to really break it. And there's another man as well to Man United that apparently is going to be finishing military service before he holds any talks of where he's going to move. But that man, Kim Min-jae, 52 million release clause.
Yeah, he's got a release clause, don't he? That could actually happen.
I've seen a lot of Man United links go in there, like saying Man United, Man United, Man United. Are they using his name? I don't know. Newcastle said to, be interested as well. I'm surprised someone like Tottenham didn't fancy their luck at bidding for someone like him as well, because you can pay over the release clause. I don't know, man. It's very, very interesting. It would be a great sign.
It's going to be so many signings this summer. What I would say, I'm seeing a lot of comments in the chat, like already knocking a 20-year-old like Hojlund. I think sometimes take a step back and the guy's got 9 goals in 34 games this year, but he's 20 years of age. Not everyone is Erling Haaland, right? Not every 20-year-old is built like an android, okay? Some of them, you're looking at potential as well. And this is where the best clubs will do their scouting. Can he be molded? Will he score more goals playing with better players? I feel sometimes we're really, really harsh to judge players very quickly. In the same light, I think we are too quick to praise players. So like when people are saying, like when I was saying there about goal scorers, people are saying, oh, well, Jonathan David got 24. Yeah, but I'm talking about all the strikers I named were strikers that get 30 to 40 goals a year for the last 10 years, right? I'm talking about goal scorers who do it regularly, not people who've had one good year. That was my point, if I'm completely honest. I just wanted to get that across.
Yeah, I think so as well. Before we wrap it up as well, a little bit of breaking news from Man United. Everyone knows apparently Casemiro cheated on his wife for half the times we married. He wouldn't be a Man United player through and through if he didn't.
Wouldn't be a football player if he didn't.
A woman called Gabriela Cavallin, who had a relationship with Anthony, filed a police report in Sao Paulo on Monday. She claims that on May the 20th, she was assaulted by the Manchester United player. At that time, Anthony was in England. What the flip?
I've seen that. I wasn't sure whether to bring it up. The quote tweets are already trying to rip into it.
All right, man. It's news is news, but it goes to show, man, as well, man. It's a dog world out there, man. You never know what you can trust.
Man, I'm ready to crash on him already, and they haven't even read any context.
The guy's already got an alibi being in England, and yet you're trying to file a report on Monday. So it's kind of mad, isn't it? If that's the case, innocent till proven guilty, I suppose. Crazy, man. Crazy.
Not in 2023. This is the world we live in, man. Someone comes out and says, "Did you hear about Kaz? Kaz did this." The whole world goes, "Oh my God, Kaz did this." And you're like, "Hang on, what?" Hang on.
Man United. Yeah, it's true. It's catch a case FC at this point. Obviously, I can speak on it. Obviously, Mason Greenwood looks like he's set to return to Man United's pre-season tour. So there's nothing news on that. If you want to go through that, everyone knows my opinions. I get very hot about it. Casemiro's case, Martial with his 2 ex-wives. Now this Anthony bullshit. It is what it is, man. I'm pretty sure there's going to be loads of other stuff as well. Has you seen the news of PSG wanting to? Oh yeah, last take before wrap up. Just 2 minutes, Lewis. Agate getting hijacked from you boys to PSG. Did that annoy you? Because I saw your reaction.
Initially,
out of context, Lewis. If anyone don't know, out of context, Sarcasm City and the Lewis one, funny as shit. You see your reaction. I think it's like what 30. I don't know how many minutes in, about half an hour in.
Yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck? Caught me out of nowhere. I was fuming about when I first saw it. But the more you deep it, we're actually moving smart with this. PSG have offered more money than us. They're offering way more wages. To the point where
did you see the news? Did you see the news as well, Sava, as well? Like, include that Chelsea promised to put a 20, to buy a stake in Sporting Lisbon just to secure this signing and taking them.
I don't know if that was true or not.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Look, I do feel like it's just got like nowadays you can't have a story where club can't get player over the line. Okay, move on. It's club didn't get the player, but did you hear the scandal behind it? It's like, oh God, like look, he went to PSG. What makes me laugh, right, is I've seen loads of, I'm not saying you, Lewis, obviously I'm not, I'm not saying you at all. I've seen loads of Chelsea fans with this whole, I can't believe we didn't outbid PSG to get this. Loads of fans saying, gutted, Chelsea didn't get Ugarte. The same very fans of all clubs that are saying, well, hang on, Chelsea are just going and buying who they want. So when Chelsea are sensible and go, no, actually, that's our limit, then people are having a go at them for that.
Exactly.
You can't win, right? If they had gone and spent 80 million and outbid PSG, people would be going, oh, Ugarte, he's not worth 80 million. Chelsea don't know what they're doing. But because you only bid 60 and didn't get him, it's, oh, Chelsea, they should have gone in for him.
They offered them 192k a week. Enzo's on 150k a week, 157, something like that. We've complained about our wage structure for years. If we gave him this sort of money, Ugarte, who respectfully has done nothing in football, at least Enzo won the World Cup and got young player of the tournament before that. If we gave him that money, Mason Mount's justified in being like, why are you not giving me 200k a week? I've done more than this guy has. Suddenly you've created another massive mess. The Kepa situation is on 150k a week. No goalkeeper's going to join us on less wages. Edouard Mendy wants 170k a week. He's been one of the worst goalkeepers in the league this season. This is why I'm not annoyed. This is why I'm not annoyed.
Wow.
We've had enough wage structure issues before adding this one on top. If we lose Ugarte, it's fine. It's not the 15th of August. It's the 6th of June. There will be plenty of other targets. We've spoken all year about how Chelsea are going for a goalkeeper, a midfielder, and a striker. There's going to be more players on our list than just
Sounds like you want two midfielders. Sounds like you want two midfielders as well. It makes sense.
Yeah, I'd take two person.
Kovacic goes, someone comes in. Mason Mount goes, someone comes in. Red John, big up yourself for the super chat, says, when Maguire starts for United, you will see Ten Hag bring pencils and sketchbooks into the dressing room before the game. He was hoping for a draw. This guy, man. But yeah, man. Guys, if you haven't done so yet, please smash the like button. I believe we hit some sort of target. 170 likes for 28 away from the 200 mark. That would be absolutely lovely if you can do that. What you gonna say, Seb?
No. I was just gonna say the world's gone mad, right? The world's gone mad. Like every player's judged after half a season. Every player seems to want 200 grand a week. The whole world's gone mad. There's no like if I look at Lewis's team, right? I mean, Chelsea bought a lot of players, but if I look at people like Mudryk, for example, like I don't feel like any football fan now has any compassion as to footballers are humans. This is a young guy coming from Ukraine, where there's war at the moment. We don't know what's going on with him there. He's come for this huge price tag, which isn't his fault, into a very disjointed Chelsea team where he's had multiple different managers, hardly gets more than 2 starts in a row, if that, multiple different formations, and people are putting compilations together going, look how bad this player is. It's like, hang on, man. Let the guy have a summer. Let him have a summer. Let him play for a manager that actually sticks to a formation that gives him 5, 10, 15, 20 games in a row. Then let's see what the boy can do. But football fans are so knee-jerk. You know what I mean? I remember after the first game Mudryk played, it was like, 90 million or what? I'm like, but what? What did Henry do in his first year in England? What did Hong-Min Son do in his first year in England? Right, I could go on and on and on. It baffles me. Sorry, man. It just baffles me. This new era of everyone gets like 5 games, and if you haven't done it in 5 games, you are completely labelled as shit. It is.
You have to beat the 007 allegations, or you're a bum. Simple as that.
That's the one. That's the one, man. But yeah, guys, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you check these guys' channels out in the link below as well in the description. You literally just press more, you'll find them. Football Heritage TV. Carefree Lewis going live in about 40 minutes or so. But yeah, we're gonna stay here or push over to Monster's channel as well, Big Six Bands, where I'm gonna be live with him, probably talking about Liverpool's midfield and options more in depth, I'd say, and everything else. Watch out as well for some more Lavia news. I got it's a bit weird how a player like that has kind of gone under the radar a little bit, and when it goes silent about a top tier player, that's when news typically comes out, not when it's like loads of fireworks and stuff, because it's a bit interesting to see what happens with some of the ballers that are like Harvey Barnes, Lavia, all them players, some of the guys that got relegated basically, even Enyoto, who's been linked recently with Arsenal and many other clubs as well. But yeah, man, big up yourselves. We'll be back tomorrow pretty much same time. We might actually be back later tonight. And also next couple of days, me, Monts, and a guy called Luke Links, massive Brighton content creator, will be talking more about Brighton's transfers as well, because everything surrounding that club, it's like they hold the keys, man. They got a couple rings off of Thanos or something, or a couple of the gems. So yeah, definitely do that. Anyone else got anything else to say?
Just really quickly, sorry, on this point. So somebody said to me in the chat that Madrid played 17 games, not 5, and has 0 goals and 0 assists. Yeah, my point is this: I mean, Lewis will know this better than me. First of all, he's played 15 league games for Chelsea and got 2 assists. Second of all, how many of those 15 games would have been a start, Lewis?
About 5, 6.
Right.
Most of them have been off the bench.
How are we judging players? Like, it's just absolutely madness. Absolutely. Yeah. Sorry, I just had to get that in. Sorry, Kaz. I hate these young players being judged so quickly. Give them a chance and stop judging them against the fee that was paid for them. Well, learn your lesson, everybody, on Grealish. Everyone mugged him off.
Give them a year and a half, and then see how they've developed by then. If you get nothing within that long, fair enough.
Yeah, well, something he needs to work on is definitely that touch, man. He's looking like Theo Walcott's. But yeah, other than that,
listen, he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
He will be. You got Pochettino to coach, you know.
Yeah, Pochettino will get the best out of him.